problem with you woke folks is that you have no patience. Judgment Day is on a 26 or 29 day. Look at a calendar, for God's sake, people. It's right in front of your face. We will make you look like chumps as long as we can. You always knew I was a snake.
So as soon as I made that last video this past Thursday, what occurred? The market hit the trend line and went straight down. What was I thinking that was going to occur? I was thinking it was going to go up a few more points, wait until this February 26th, 27th date, and then start going down. Right? But what did it do? It went straight down. What did the Fear Greed Index do? It went from extreme greed to extreme fear. Before the high watch date, extreme fear. The put-call ratio went into fear, right? Extreme fear, actually, the put-call ratio. What does that all mean? They cannot pull it before the high watch date when the market is in extreme fear, right? It has to be in this greed or extreme greed mode, at least the put-call ratio. So this February 26th date we're looking at, we have to look at this date, February 26th, obviously, because it's 12/26. And it's 5/26, right? And 5/26 is right here, the start of World War III. So you have to have this date, February 26th. But the market is now in extreme fear. Extreme fear. So if it's an extreme fear, before the high watch date, before the date even commences, they're not going to pull it when all the monkeys are in extreme fear. They want to bring the fear of God, the wrath of God upon the mockers. Think I like making these videos? No, I don't. But it's an outlet for what's going to go on, right? The only reason I make these videos is like I have to tell somebody about this, about these calendars. So if you don't want to watch dates or look at dates, then don't watch. Go watch Steve Fletchtard over there, right? But the date they clearly gave you is the 26 and 29 date. Everything is the 26 and 29 date. The Black Eyed Peas is the 26 and 29. Everything is the 26 and 29. So if everything is the 26 and 29, that's the day you look at. But the market cannot be in extreme fear before they pull the big one. It's got to be in this neutral greed or extreme greed mode, right? And today, taping this on the morning of February 26th, it's already in extreme fear mode. There is no way in hell that they're going to pull it while it's in extreme fear mode. No way in hell. So what are they telling you? Here's the Torah calendar website, right? The year 2024. Look at the year 2024, the month 13. What happens when you click view calendar? It takes you right here to March of 2025. What does that mean? So if you put the year 2025, what does it say? Oh, there is no month 13 in 2025. We're still in 2024. Look, you click view calendar, 2024, and we're in March of 2025. So we have to be in 2024, and we have to be in December of 2024, right? So right now, it's a leap year. The month repeats. The month 13 is Adar. It's called Adar 2. There's Adar 1 and Adar 2 in a leap year, right? If you go on the Torah calendar, we're still in the month of Adar in March. Adar means 12 and 6. 12 and damn 6, right? So if we're in 12 and 6, this is in this calendar in February, we're in month 12. This is why they give you Lupercalia and the rest of that nonsense. So what date are they pointing you towards? What date are they pointing you towards? They're pointing you towards this date right here. What is that date, right? The 29th. But is it February 29th? No, there's no 29 in February. They're pointing you to that date. Watch. So we know the 28th is the last day, 3/28, March 28th. Yeah, we can look at all the other dates in March. We can look at Pi Day like Steve Fletchtard. We can look at all these other dates, but nothing's going to happen on these dates. Nothing at all. It's got to be a 26 or 29 date. But how is March 28th a 26 or 29 date? Very simple, because on March 28th, it's already going to be the 29th in Israel. And the late day of March 28th, Friday afternoon, is already going to be the 29th. The 329 code, the 326 code right here, 326, 329. That's the code they're telling you, but they're not going to pull it on 329. They're going to pull it on 328, right? Why are they going to pull it on 328? Do you think I want to wait this long? Do you think anybody wants to wait another month? But this is how long you're going to wait. It's not going to be on Steve Fletchtard Pi Day. Absolutely not going to be on Pi Day. Everyone's going to come up with dates for the next month. We already know with these two plane crashes that happened on the 29 and 26 dates, now we already know the calendar. We already know the Donnie Darko calendar is in October. We already know the October calendar is a 26 date. We already know this, right? We already know this. It's the 26 or 29 date. So we can't look at any other day that's not 26 or 29. If you do, well, that's your problem. Then you do, right? The 26 or 29 date is what we have to look at. And the day we look at is December. It's December 28th. Look at December 28th. It's New Year's Eve. Right on the Blondie calendar shows you New Year's Eve on the 28th, right? But in Israel, it's going to be the 29th. It's going to be the 29th in Israel. There. So if we know we're in month 12, we are in month 12. Adar means 12, right? Adar means 12. So why not go to our handy dandy September calendar, right? Look at Elul. Elul means 12. And what happened on Elul 26? Well, obviously the Nazra killing and all the rest of it, right? 12/26. So what are they telling you to do? They're telling you to look at when September ends. When does September end? It ends exactly on 12/28. 12/28 is when it ends. But what did they just do? What they just did was they had a whole ceremony for Nasrallah, right? And so they had a whole ceremony on February 23rd for Nasrallah that was killed exactly on September 26th, right? When did they have the ceremony? They had it on February 23rd. On February 23rd, tens of thousands of people traveled from all over for this Nasrallah nonsense. And they had it on February 23rd. Do you understand? When was February 23rd? Exactly on this 12. It was February 22nd here, the 23rd there. Exactly on this 12/23 date, right? It was exactly on this 12/23 date. When did Nasrallah get killed? When did Nasrallah get killed? In September 26th. What was that date? 12/23. Do you understand? They're telling you we're in month 12 to look at month 12. What are the damn odds? He gets killed on September 26th, which is 12/23, Elul 23, and so many months later, months later, in February, they had a whole entire ceremony for him on exactly 12/23. Are you kidding me right now? Like, how can people not see this? Because they're mentally challenged and they have no patience. Like Trump said, you got to have patience here. So if you want to keep looking at dates, if you want to pretend that Steve Fletcher and all these other dates are where it's at, it's not. It's this date right here, right? This date right here is what they're going to show you. They're going to make you look like chumps as long as possible, right? And if you want to look like a chump and pick every day in March or pick Pi Day like a bunch of tards, then that's what you do. That's your thing. The pandemic started exactly on March 11th. It was 13/11 back then. Look. It started right on March 11th. What do you think they're going to do? It was the 15th on the calendar, 13/15. You see? March 11, 2020. It was 13/15. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go to the Julian of this date. They're going to circle back on you. They're going to go to the Julian, right? So that was you had to type in 2019. That was the year 2020. See, 2020 on the calendar, 2020. So what year are we in? We're still in 2024. It's a leap year, right? So we're still in 2024, and here it is. So what they're going to do is the pandemic started on the calendar on the 15th. It was 3/11, right? All they're going to do is go right here 13 days later, the exact circle back when the pandemic started. But why is that important? Here's our old CNN article from April 30th, 2022, knocking on the door of Judgment Day. April 30th, 2022. Let's look at April 30th, 2022. April 30th, 2022 was the 28th, right? Was the 28th. The very next day, the 29th, May Day. April 30th, 2022 was the 28th. So what are they pointing you towards? They're pointing you towards the 29th. But we know in our calendar, it's going to be the 28th, right? What is March 28th? March 28th is the 87th day of the year. So obviously, when we get to the 28th, Fletcher and the Tards are going to start telling you it's going to be March 29th. March 29th is the 88th day of the year. When the DeLorean hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. 88 days of the year, right? March 29th. And this is why the Simpsons calendar, look, The Simpsons calendar show the 29th missing, right? The 28th. Look at the 28th is a Friday. Look at the 28th, a Friday. Are you kidding me? And the 29th is missing. They're pointing to this 329 date, but it starts on Friday afternoon. Pray your flight not be in winter nor on the Sabbath. How does it connect to December? Look at December 28th. We already looked at December 28th. Blondie, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Right here. New Year's Eve, the 31st, right? New Year's Eve, the 28th, March 28th. Right there. So we're in Elul. We're still in Elul, Adar. Adar is 12. By the way, 99 day, 999, the 666 backwards, exactly July 4th of 2022. When you include the day, 999, right? And if you go to the 28th, it says 29th. If you go to the 28th, exactly this 999 days when you include the date right here. Include the date exactly July 4th from the 28th. The 666 backwards, obviously. So they're going to pull this on the 28th. Once again, they're telling you this was 12/23 when they did the Nazarel funeral on the 23rd, right? When they did this funeral, it was the 23rd, right here. February 23rd, 12/23. They're telling you the date is absolutely the September 26th date. And as you clearly see, we're still in 2024. If we go to the September 26th date, right here, September 26th date, what is the September 26th date? It's the 29th, right? The 29th. And when is the 29th? Exactly Elul 26, this 1226 code. And this is why they had the funeral on February 23rd, because the monkeys don't understand. Why would they have a funeral for a guy that died, or a ceremony or whatever, exactly on February 23rd? Do you understand what's going on? If you don't, that's your problem. If you don't want to wait, that's your problem. The Fletchtards are going to come up with every single date that you can known to man from here until the 28th. I don't want to wait till the 28th. You don't want to wait till the 28th, but we don't have a choice. That's what's going to happen, right? And Donnie Darko showed us the 28th. When does September end? What does Sep mean? On this calendar, September ends exactly on the 28th. Look, so we go to September. We're in Tishri. We're in Tishri in this month, right? We're in Tishri. If we go to Tishri, what is Tishri? Tishri 28. November 1st. That's why they had a birthday cake all over YouTube on November 1st. And when is Albert Pike's birthday? The father's birthday? When is the father's birthday? The father's birthday is on 12/29. Of course they're going to have a ceremony on 12/29. The very last 12/29 on the board. This is why the Illuminati playing card, the one that says, when the rapture comes, I'll make them wait. They'll never clean my cage, and I'll give them some more of whatever, right? So they're going to make us wait when the tape runs out. I'll make them wait. They're going to make us wait until the very, very last day of the year of 2024. The very last day of the year of 2024 is obviously Adar, right? Adar 28. Look, Nisan is the first day of the year. So they're going to make us wait until 12/28. Adar 28, the very last day of the year. And that's why it's New Year's Eve, 12/28. They're going to make us look like chumps as long as possible. You're going to pick every day. You're going to pick Pi Day. You're going to pick all these dates. And that's why it's called Circle Back. Circle Back. The 15th was on the Jewish calendar I showed you. The 15th is when the pandemic started. 13 days later is the 28th. It's the Sabbath, right? It's the Sabbath. They're making us look like damn chumps. And look what Blondie shows, right? New Year's Eve, 10/3. When is 10/3? Look at our calendar. This is our calendar from September. Look at the 29th, 10/3. 10-3. Exactly what Blondie shows. What are the damn odds? What are the damn odds, right? So 10/3 is what they're showing you. It's going to be the 29th there, the 28th here. This is why they had the birthday cake. This is why they had all of it. And that's why June 6th, this is why they made this June 6th thing go viral. That Ryan Garcia predicts a big earthquake on June 6, 2024. We're still in 2024. So what does Adar mean? Adar means 12 and 6, right? And he said June 6. So let's go to June 6. Let's go to June 6. Why don't we? If we go to June 6, look at the date. Look at the date on June 6th, right here. What is that day? What is that day on June 6th? It's the 28th. You get it? 328, 328, 628, 628, June 6th. And what is this date right here? What is this date we're on right here? It's Adar. It's 628. They're telling you it's going to be this date. We got to wait a month. That's what it is. You don't like it? You don't like it. You can pick every other day from here until then. The market cannot be in extreme fear mode on our high watch date. It's got to be in neutral, greed, or what have you. It's got to be that day. And they're going to set up the Putin summit. They got a month now to set up the Putin summit with Trump to take him out. Josiah's got to be taken out. You got to wait this month. Adar repeats. Yes, you have to have February. You don't think we're going to have February? This is the month of Adar. February 26th is the month of Adar. And what did they do? They brought the market down massive to put fear in everybody. But now they're going to bring the market back up over the next month. It's just what it is. If you don't feel like waiting until this date, which is the 29th, the 28th into the 29th, which is connecting to our September 26th date, clearly connecting to September 26th. Elul means 12, right? September 26th. When does September end? Exactly on 12/28. September ends exactly on 12/28, right? The Feast of Trumpets begin on Elul 29. So the 28th of midday is when it begins. By the time we get to midday Saturday on the 29th of March, it's game over. And the Simpsons calendar matches precisely. The 28th is on a Friday. The 29th is magically missing. They're trying to tell you this was February of 2025. Obviously, it's not going to be February. It's exactly connected to March. The 28th is on a Friday. The 29th is missing. And it's the 88th day of the year. That's the damn day right there. And what are the odds? It's 326, 329 right here. It's going to be 329, but it's going to start on midday Friday, March 28th. That's how long we have to wait. Why they're not going to pull it when they already have the market in extreme fear mode. Elul 29, the day of remission. Elul 29, all debts are canceled, credit released, the nation's financial accounts are transformed and wiped clean. All the market crashes occurred on Elul 29, right? Elul means 12 and 6. Obviously, by the time we get to Saturday afternoon, March 29th, the debts will be completely wiped away. That's why Friday afternoon, the 28th, in the middle of the day, is when it begins, right? And this is why, oh boy, said the 15th, February 15th. February 15th is obviously Adar. It's Adar here. 12:15, right? We talked about 12:15, 2:15. That's why they scrambled your head with this 2:15 code, this 15 fake deadline. When is the 15th? That's when the pandemic started. I showed you. So the 15th, exactly the Julian is 13 days later on the 28th, March 28th, 12:28, 628, and it's Elul. We're still in 2024, as you clearly see. And this is why they had everything on June 26th. The legalizing of homosexuality, June 26th. Defense of Marriage Act, June 26th. The covenant of man with woman struck down, June 26th. Right? Everything was June 26th, 629. We're in Elul. 628. It's going to be here, 628. And when does World War III commence? World War III commences exactly on this date. They told you, 517, right? 517, 326, 329, right? 329 is when World War III commences, right there. And when did the Buddy Holly plane crash happen? The Buddy Holly plane crash happened on February 3rd. Look at the date on the 29th. On 329. It's 3223, February 3rd. You get it? February 3rd is when the plane crash happened. It all is connected. When did the Bye Bye Miss American Pie girl die? Miss America Pie, when was she suicided? On January 30th, off the 29th floor. Off the 29th floor on January 30th, right? And the Kobe Bryant ritual was on the 26th. Everything is 26 and 29. It all starts on 328. 328 is when it begins. And the Black Eyed Peas Someday album came out on November 26th, right? And the Black Eyed Peas calendar shows exactly shows exactly this the 23rd date. I'll show you in a second. But look at that timestamp, 222 so hard. They're pushing the 222 so hard is because they're showing us October. October is the only month where Donnie Darko and the rest of it connected in October, right? September 24th, Oct 26. All they're doing is using Terminator Judgment Day, Oct 29. And when is Oct 29? Oct 29, besides it being Halloween, Oct 29 is right here on right here, November 2nd, right? November 2nd, Oct 29. When does it start? November the 28th, 12/28. Oct means 10. December 28th is when it starts, right here. The birthday cake, Halloween, October 31st. And how is it Christmas? How the hell is it Christmas? Because if we go to the 28th, 12/28, look at that, exactly the 25th, the day I had back then. I'm like, dude, something's on the 27th, 28th. And that's when it was, 10/28, leave the world behind. 1/28, leave the world behind. Right there, the 28th, right? And that's why the plane crashes occurred on the 29th. On the 26th day, the eagle burned. When does the eagle burn? That's why I said something's going down on the 29th or 30th in January, something with an eagle burning, right? And it happened right on that day. How do I know? Because it was an eagle burning. And when is, the reason I said May Day is because Shavat 1 is 5/1, May Day, right? If you go to this date, 11/1, death of Janus and eagle burning, an American eagle burn on that same exact day. Give me a break. Give me a break. And it's going to be the 88th day of the year on March 29th. When the DeLorean hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. Obviously, it's going to be on the 87th day of the year here. It's going to be the 88th in Israel. All of it connected. Once again, if you want to mock and scoff, and, oh, it's another month. Oh, you said February 28th, dumbass. Literally, the month repeats. You're a dumbass. The month flippin' repeats. If the month repeats, you have to have February 26th. You got to have February 26th. It was the flippin' 28th. Without me even knowing it was the 28th. It was the 28th. I picked it because it was the 26-29 connection, but it was the 28th on 12/28, and the market's in extreme fear mode. So 12/28 exactly on February 26th. See, February 26th was exactly 12/28. So all we have to do is we have to wait another damn flippin' month. Not that anyone wants to, but that's what's going to happen. We got to wait until this day. It's the 27th on the Torah calendar, and it's going to be the 28th on the Hebrew, right here, Friday afternoon. So Mayan end of the world is our 7-day warning. 12/21, March 21st is our 7-day warning. Mayan end of the world, 12/21. We're in Adar. Adar repeats. Month 13 is what we're in. The same pandemic started. 13 days from the pandemic, exactly on this day, is when all hell breaks loose. The circle back date, remember, the 5th of November. How's it the 5th of November? Very simple. Because it's the 5th of November, because Adar is 12, December is 10, right? 115, and this is why they gave you the 15th. Purim, exactly. The pandemic started on the 15th. And why do they love the 15th so much? And why is it going to be on the 28th? Because they're going to make us wait. But they love the 15th so much because the holiest day in Babylon, right here, because the holiest day in Babylon, right here, the holy day called Shuptu, Ishtar was called she of the 15th day. She of the 15th day. And when did Gay Pride and all that begin? Began on June 27th, right here, June 27th, ended on June 29th, right? So the 27th and the 29th. What is on the Torah calendar on March 28th? 6/27, and it ends on 6/29, the very next day, Friday into Saturday. That's the day we're watching, the Julian of the 15th day, and that's why Trump said February 15th. February 15th is exactly 12/15. It's a leap year. The 28th is 13 days later. And who wakes up when September ends? Ishtar on the she of the 15th day. It all connects. Once again, for the last time, Elul means 12 and 6. Adar means 12 and 6. When does September end? Exactly on 6/28. 12/28. Right there. September 2024. Wake me up when Elul ends. It is the very last day of 2024. The very last Sabbath of 2024. Pray your flight not be in winter, nor on the Sabbath. And obviously, we're still in winter We're still in Elul on this calendar. Right here is what it is. And do you understand, while they showed Donald Trump giving blowjob events about his mic setup, they're instant knock the hell out of people backstage. November 2nd, November 2nd, November 2nd, the trumpet was blowing. November 2nd, the trumpet is blowing. And what was November 2nd? Oct 29. December 29, right? Oct 29. And what was November 2nd? Right here. November 2nd was the exact day Tishri Sept. Tishri means 1 and 7. The exact day Sept ends. What is the exact day Sept ends? The exact day Sept ends is right here when the trumpet blows. When the trumpet is blowing, the exact day Sept ends right here on Elul 28. And when's the Feast of Trumpets? Right here on the 2nd, Elul 29. You get it? Elul 29. Elul 29 is when the trumpet blows, the first day of the Feast of Trumpets. They're literally giving this to you in your face. The Feast of Trumpets, November 2nd, Elul 29, and the trumpets blowing, March 28th and 29th is what we're looking at.
You goyim can mock and scoff all you want. It's part of the script. Noah warned and they laughed until the flood came. This is why we giving dates like February 15, but waiting until the very last day, March 28, midday. Don't be an impatient degenerate like that retard Steve Fletcher.